Hey, everybody. Welcome to the What the Wealthy Do podcast, where we pull back the curtain on how the wealthy build wealth and show you how you can apply it to your everyday lives while you're on your wealth building journey. I am your host, Stephanie Dorsey. I am the CEO and co-founder of Margins Capital. Margins Capital is an investment firm that provides access to women and people of color to an institutional quality portfolio of alternative investments. Today, we are going to be talking about something that, again, we're focusing on kind of the fundamentals, if you will, of finance right now. And so today we're going to be talking about IRAs, or individual retirement accounts. So specifically, we're going to talk about traditional ones and Roth IRAs, just so you understand it, just so you know. Look at this for if you like, girl, I know this already. Listen, because you might learn something new. We learn something new all the time. Or you might be confirmed that, yep, you know this, which is awesome. Gold star for you. And for those of you who are like, I think I know, but I'm not quite sure, this episode is for you. Okay, so let's hop into it. So what's an IRA? I already mentioned it stands for individual retirement account. And a traditional IRA allows you to put money into this retirement account. There are no income limits. Anyone can put money into it. And frankly, the key thing to remember about a traditional IRA is you are putting pre-tax money, or you get to defer your taxes today, but you have to pay taxes on your distributions later. And later is you can start taking distributions from your IRA once you reach 59 and a half. There is no income limit, so anybody can put money into a traditional IRA, but there are contribution limits to it. The contribution limit is $7,000 for individuals who are under 50 years old and $8,000 a year for individuals who are 50 and over. Okay, so like I mentioned, for a traditional IRA, you don't pay taxes today. So you can use your pre-tax money. If you work at a company that offers a 401k, the custodian or the firm that actually manages the 401k has IRAs that you can open directly with them, and you can put your pre-tax dollars in that, meaning you can reduce your taxable salary by putting money into your IRA, and that is your traditional IRA. This is what we're talking about today. So obviously, if you make $100,000 and you invest $7,000 in the year that you made that investment, you will be taxed today on $93,000. So it's just another strategy of reducing your taxable income. And so then your money grows in your IRA tax deferred. So when you put your money into your IRA, you're not just going to leave it there. It's not just going to do what it do on its own. It's up to you to decide how to invest it. So once it's on the platform and in the account, in the container, the IRA container, you need to decide, are you investing in stocks? Are you investing in bonds? Are you investing in index funds? Whatever you have to do. Like I've heard people think opening the IRA account is step one. Step two is making your contributions. Step three is directing your contributions to the investments that you want to invest in. And then those investments will grow tax deferred. And then once you reach 59 and a half and you start to take distributions, you will be taxed at the tax rate of, it will be treated like income, and you will pay taxes on it based on how much income you make. There is, and actually now that I think about it, I'm going to do a podcast on this, but there needs to be strategy involved so that you're not only taking distributions from your 401k and your traditional IRAs, so that you want to make sure that you're leveraging your strategy so that when you are in retirement age, you are getting income from enough sources that balances your tax liability. And so you're getting money from tax deferred distributions from your traditional IRAs, your traditional 401ks and things like that, where you have to pay taxes on that. But you're also getting income from non-tax investment vehicles as well, like the Roth IRA. So a Roth IRA is the traditional IRA's really, really kind and sweet cousin. Let's just say that. And why this IRA is kind and sweet, it's because you pay taxes today so that you don't have to pay taxes taxes tomorrow. So again, there are limitations for the Roth IRA. The one limitation is there are income limitations, because the IRS doesn't want very rich people to be taking advantage of this, because this is how they earn tax income. So let's talk about those. To make a contribution to a Roth IRA as a single person, your modified adjusted gross income must be $150,000 or less. If you're married, your modified adjusted gross income must be $236,000 or less. And I know you're probably like, girl, what's modified adjusted gross income? So that is your income, but it's modified by all of the pre-tax contributions you made to bring that number down. For instance, if you decided to give to charity, specifically we talked about donor advised funds. If you decide to invest in your 401k, that will bring your income down and it will make it adjusted. If you decide to invest in a traditional IRA, that would also bring your income down and have you come up with that modified adjusted number. So that's what modified adjusted gross income means. There are things at play that will bring that number down. And so you might earn $180,000 a year or $200,000 a year, but you figured out a way to donate or contribute to things that will reduce your income down to that $150,000 threshold if you're a single person. Okay, so specifically Roth IRAs. Why we like them, I think I mentioned this, but I'm gonna say it again just in case. It's an investment account that allows you to pay taxes on your dollars today. So you have to invest in it or contribute to your Roth IRA with after-tax dollars. But your investments can grow and contributions can grow, and everything in your Roth IRA container grows and thrives tax-free forever. Once it's in the Roth IRA container, it will not be taxed. So yes, you have to pay taxes on it today, pay taxes on your contributions, but once your contributions grow while they're in the container for as long as it's in the container, you don't have to pay taxes on it once you start taking distributions from that Roth IRA, which is why we love it. All right, so again, let's talk about the main difference between a traditional IRA and a Roth IRA. With a traditional IRA, you get tax breaks today, but you're gonna pay taxes on the distributions later. For the Roth IRA, you pay taxes on it today, but all the distributions that come out of this thing when you're 59 and a half are tax free. All right, so let's talk about, I know some of you are probably like, okay, but girl, I'm doing really well for myself and I fortunately don't meet the modified adjusted gross income levels for Roth IRA. So I don't even need to know this. That's not true. That's not true. You do need to know this because there's a thing called a backdoor Roth, which is really kind of fantastic that it exists. And you got to keep using it while the door is open, because maybe one day the door will not be open. And so what that means is you can go to whatever company you like to do your investments with. You can use the investment company or custodian that your firm uses, or you can just go and open a Charles Schwab or Fidelity account or E-Trade account. And you can open a traditional IRA account at all of those places that I mentioned, Charles Schwab or Fidelity or whatever. And then you can immediately convert it to a Roth IRA. That is the loophole. And they don't check your finances to make sure you earn below that modified adjusted gross income level. And it's just a wonderful way for you to have a Roth IRA as a part of your long-term retirement strategy. And like I said, the reason why you need to also have a Roth IRA is because when you retire, you do not want to just be taking money from accounts where you have to pay taxes on it. You want to have a blend of your income coming from different places that have different tax liabilities associated with them. So you want to have your money come in a little bit from assets, right? You also want to have money coming from debt. We've already talked about that. You want your money coming in from debt based on your assets. Likely we'll want to keep them in the market so they can continue to grow instead of selling off some of these assets. You'll also have contributions coming from your traditional IRAs and your Roth IRAs. And that blended mix will give you the amount of money you need to live off of, but hopefully that blended mix will put you in a tax bracket that you feel comfortable with, that you're not paying more than your fair share. So let's talk a little bit more. A very very interesting thing about a Roth IRA, and we talk about converting it. This thing, it can be really massive as long as you are thoughtful about when you're going to do that conversion. So you may have heard about the Peter Thiel story when he was working for PayPal and he received stocks. And as a part of his compensation, he received equity in PayPal before PayPal was PayPal. And so what he did was he converted and moved all of his stock compensation that he got from PayPal and moved it into a Roth IRA. And now that stock today is worth $5 billion. So if he wants, when he wants, he's worth so much money. Like, who knows what he's going to do, what his strategies are. But he can take contributions from his Roth IRA, which has its PayPal stocks in it and probably even more in it, and take tax-free contributions. So that's $5 billion that he paid the taxes on 20 years ago or whatever when he made the conversion, that he does not have to pay taxes on when he starts getting contributions from its $5 billion. Right? So there is strategy involved with this Roth IRA. One thing to note, when you're converting a traditional IRA to a Roth IRA, you have to pay taxes on that conversion. So say, for instance, you open a traditional IRA account, you put $6,000 in it, and then you convert it to a Roth IRA, you have to pay taxes on that $6,000, right? And so some people might think like, I don't want to pay that. And because again, we might really be talking about some dollar, maybe it's more than $6,000, I don't know. But to pay the taxes on it, the way you need to think about it, the money that's in your traditional IRA that you're trying to convert to your Roth IRA is the smallest, theoretically, that it will ever be today, right? Because the point is you're putting that value into that Roth IRA to live and grow for 10, 20, 30 years. So in the future, the value of what you put in there, that $6,000 would be more like, let's say, with a 10% modestly, it's going to be over 30 years, more than $180,000, $200,000, right? And so would you rather pay taxes on $6,000 today or $200,000 in 30 years? So that's how you need to think about, yes, it sucks, I don't want to pay these taxes today, but when you're young, the value of the contributions and the investments inside that Roth container or that IRA container is only going to go up. And so it will cost more in taxes in the future than it does today. Now, if you are at a place where you're like, ooh, I have some other things that I'm doing with my money, and so writing the check to the IRS man today is just not high on my priority, that's cool. You can just stagger. Like maybe you make the migration over the next 3 years, 5 years, but just be thoughtful and mindful that you do want to convert things over to a Roth IRA, especially if you're a young person, because you know that money is going to be working on your behalf, investing and growing. And so thus your tax bill is only going to be higher and higher and higher and higher. Okay? I guess that's it for today. I just want to remind y'all, we talked about traditional IRAs versus Roth IRAs. Traditional, save money on taxes now, pay taxes later. Roth, pay taxes now and don't have to pay taxes later. You need to be strategic on how much money is in each of those accounts, but you probably need both, or just the Roth if that's your jam, because Roths are pretty sexy. And also there are contribution limits, there are income limits, but I think you all got a handle on this. The one thing I want you to remember is the wealthy they're always strategic and they're always thinking about how to get the most out of every dollar they have. And that is investing, that is using all these different accounts. Peter Thiel is a billionaire many times over. I'm not going to make any other comments about Peter Thiel. I had to stop myself. Look at that political filter working. Hey. Anyway, Peter Thiel is very, very wealthy. But do he have a Roth IRA? Yes, he do. These are not the poor man's investment vehicles. Like, don't think like that. These are investment vehicles that, when thought about strategically, have a beautiful place in your wealth management strategies. And that is all. So I hope this was helpful. If this episode was helpful, please share it with a friend. Like and save it and come back to it. Give me feedback if you have it. Please give us a 5-star review and like and subscribe on wherever you like to consume your podcasts. And I'll see y'all next week. Bye.